We normally talk about a few tickers here, but we got to zero in on BTC USD because that's what's lighting up the Yahoo Finance platform right now. Hit 100,000. It's up more than 40% since the 2024 general election. So clearly, we're seeing some bullishness from investors after President-elect Trump's victory. Is there a chart that we should specifically kind of look at? And one of them is coin market cap. Honestly, I'm looking at the crypto fear and greed index here, a range from 0 to 100, and lower values really indicate extreme fear and higher values indicate extreme greed. And according to coin market cap, it's a gauge that really measures market sentiment. And one example is it could show whether the market may be undervalued, which would point to investors' extreme fear of crypto, or overvalued on the other end, which would be investors' extreme greed around crypto. And right now, we're checking this out, Maddie, it's currently at 85, so translates to extreme greed. That seems to match Bitcoin's soaring price level, but could it theoretically point to and come to some type of cool down sometime soon here?
It's a fascinating and important chart to look at. That's what investors always say, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when everyone else is fearful. So are we at a psychological level of over 100,000 where it's time to take a little bit of money off the table here, take some profit, and then see what happens with regards to regulation? One of the key pieces that pushed Bitcoin over 100,000 was the Paul Atkins pick for the SEC, considered a pro-crypto candidate, but we haven't seen any legislation come through yet. This is all conjecture about the coming Trump administration. So seeing that policy actually come to fruition is going to be a critical piece of the Bitcoin picture moving forward. Having said that, Mike Novogratz, who has come on Yahoo Finance to talk about this, he has said, sure, you're going to see people taking money off the top when it hits this kind of a level, but long term, he's still bullish on Bitcoin.
Yeah. Let's also talk about some other coins, though, too. Bullish on Bitcoin is one thing, but every investor right now is hearing Bitcoin's broke 100,000. Mm-hmm. So if we look at some of the performance of other coins, I think most notably, there's easily the thought process that goes to Dogecoin. That's up over 350% this year. However, Ripple, XRP, that's up over 250% as well. Solana, that's up over 100%. So even more so, it seems like people are looking at Bitcoin as this rising tide, at least for sentiment, and now trying to figure out, all right, where else could there be either more affordable plays that people, for trying to look for some type of entry point into the crypto market, are trying to chart instead of going after the $100,000 coin that is Bitcoin right now?
When you're certainly not going to be able to buy a token if you are a retail investor. Who knows? If people are winning the lottery, maybe they'll be able to pull a Michael Saylor and get a full token, but it feels unlikely at this moment. It's smart of you to bring up XRP, Brad. I know you mentioned this in our morning meeting, the amount of growth that we've seen in XRP, one of those altcoins here that has been up 350% in the last 30 days. But we are seeing XRP coming off of those highs just a little bit here. You can see it's down just a little bit in today's trade. And as a reminder, of course, this is a 24-hour trade, but it points to this question about what is moving these altcoins. Is it a fundamental story or is it just vibes? And that is sort of the case when you look at some of the crypto-related equities as well, the likes of MicroStrategy, Robinhood, Coinbase, all up off the back of Bitcoin hitting 100,000. But is there a fundamental change of those companies? Not necessarily. So if you can learn to play the vibe, you can make a lot of money, but it's also a little bit something to be careful about.
You know, we were having this conversation with a guest earlier today on Morning Brief, talking about where coins are actually trading as more of a store of value versus, and Bitcoin, the prime case for a store of value versus some type of means of exchange or exchange and currency.
Right.
So all of that considered, we'll see exactly where some of the other altcoins start to get a little bit more fanfare in this near term.
And does it become a currency in the Trump administration?
Right.
If it's part of the strategic reserve, if we create that Bitcoin strategic reserve, then maybe it starts to lean in that direction.
Are there other coins that become a part of the strategic reserve too?
Right.
And that's a major question here too. Maddie, thanks so much. Appreciate it.